Supriya. Welcome back to Near FM.
Thanks, Darren.
Okay, Supriya, I met and interviewed you at India Day in Farmdy last year. Can you tell me, Supriya, how disappointed you are that this year's India Day in Ireland is being postponed?
Yes, I remember, Darren, that we met at Farmley last year at India Day celebration. India Day has always been a joyful celebration of culture, music, and friendship between Ireland and India. It is an event that brings families together, and last year, as you saw, many people, Irish and Indians, both were at the celebration. But at the same time, the safety of people comes first, and the decision to postpone by the organizers, celebration of this day by the organizers reflects the genuine concerns people have at the moment. India Day celebration in Ireland has always reminded us of the positive contributions and the warm bonds that exist between communities in Ireland.
Okay, I watched the report on RT Primetime last week, Supriya, about attacks on some members of the Indian community in Ireland. Can you tell me, Supriya, if you think the media are exaggerating the issue, or is there a real fear within the Indian community in Ireland now?
See, those reports were difficult to watch, and unfortunately, they reflect real experiences people are having. I have spoken to families and individuals who have been directly affected. They are frightened. And at the same time, I want to acknowledge that so many Irish neighbors, colleagues, and friends have reached out in solidarity. That is important because, you see, while the attacks are real and serious, the overwhelming majority of people in Ireland reject racism and want to stand together against it. Dublin is known for being open and welcoming and inclusive, and that is the spirit of the city. We cannot let a small minority of people who spread hate take away that from us. That is why I have been urging Gardaí to act firmly and swiftly against those responsible. Safety and solidarity must go together. There is a very real fear, and as I mentioned, I have heard it directly from the people. Parents are worried about their children, students feeling unsafe, families who are suddenly questioning if they belong. These attacks are not just isolated incidents. They send a ripple of fear through the whole community. At the same time, again, as I mentioned, that, the majority of people in Ireland are welcoming and supportive. And many Irish friends, neighbors, they have been calling, they have been checking on with the Indian neighbors. And right now the media is reflecting a genuine problem, but it is also important to highlight the positive, that racism is being challenged loudly and publicly.
Okay, and you mentioned the Gardaí there, Supriya. Okay, where do you think we should go from here, Supriya?
I have been calling on the Gardaí to act decisively to bring those responsible to justice. At the same time, we must invest in education and community building so that we tackle racism at its roots. Schools, workplace, and local groups all have a role to play in promoting understanding. We also need political leadership to keep reinforcing the message that diversity is Ireland's strength, not a weakness. The way forward is through solidarity, not division.
Okay, Supriya, would you be inclined to think or agree that with the huge pressure on housing in Ireland, that immigration to Ireland needs to be planned more coherently? I mean immigration in general from all countries?
I think, Darren, everyone recognizes that Ireland is facing real challenges with housing, and those need urgent solutions. But we have to be careful not to blame immigrants for a housing crisis that has been building for years. Ireland's population has grown, yes, and immigration is part of that story. We need long-term housing investment. We need that. And Indian immigrants are not only residents, they are doctors, carers, tech workers, business owners. They are part of the solution. Planning is important, absolutely, but the conversation must stay focused on building more homes and fixing supply, not on turning communities against each other.